Hey everybody, it's Party Elite. Welcome you back to another episode of our Planet Zoo franchise mode Let's Play, where we're diving into Elite Zoo North once again, this time with over 8,000 conservation credits. Looks like at the end, or maybe during the time lapse of the previous session, we made some of our sales. I noticed while looking back at the video after it had gone live, so I'm excited to see who we sold and for how much, and you know, hopefully they've got new happy homes now. But yes, into Elite Zoo North we go. Just want to mention, it really warms my heart to see so many of you react so viscerally to me mentioning that I might, you know, move on to another zoo in the franchise, or, you know, what do y'all think about me moving on to another zoo in the franchise? So many of you, I would say like 99% of you basically said what I feel in my heart, which is, oh no, we're way too attached. You can't leave yet, buddy. 100% agreed. I'm so attached to Elite Zoo North. There's still so much to do. There's still so many angles to explore. There's still so much fun to be had. So basically, all of you said exactly what I was thinking as well. And it makes me happy to see because, yeah, totally. I feel like we all kind of have, you know, ownership over these zoos. I love that we all feel so attached. That's, in my opinion, that's part of the fun in, you know, watching along and stuff. And two, or B, I forget if I was using a letter system or a numerical system, but B, yeah, there's still so much to do. I wanna push Elite Zoo North as far as possible before we explore, you know, other things in the franchise. Anyway. With that said, one last quick thing to mention, as y'all already know, if you've been enjoying the series and you'd like to see it continue, please don't hesitate to let me know. Leave a like and a comment down below, folks. It makes such a big difference. This is an important alert that I'm giving you, because when I see likes and comments, I can quickly tell what y'all are interested in watching, or, you know, just seeing on the channel. And it also, well, like I've said before, I enjoy reading through the comments. Let's go ahead and actually address some of those comments right off the bat over here. For one, evidently I've left a floating heater somewhere in the camel enclosure. Where are you? I wish, like, I can do this, and it points them out a little bit, but I can't tell which ones are floating. They all seem to be pretty well nailed to the ground here, or sunken below. I don't see anything that's floating. So we're good here, I think. Maybe it looked like it was floating. Or, in fact, it looked like it was not floating from the angle I was looking at. There we go. So now, well, actually, I think I'd rather do this. There we go. Done. 30 degrees is good. That'll keep them warm, and it'll give us some more coverage area as well. We might actually want to move another heater down over here somewhere. It's okay, as long as it's not freezing over here. It's not within their space, so it's fine. And for the people as well, I think it's fine. So that's that taken care of. The other thing that was pointed out was that there's a floating camera somewhere near Grizzly Cove. Oh, hello. I don't know how y'all spot this stuff while watching with YouTube compression, but it's impressive. And I thank you for it. So that's one. Do I have two floating cameras? Are you floating as well? Ah, you're floating as well. I think it's because the way the collision boxes are detected when you're placing objects is a little, you know, a little unclean. That one's done well enough. All right, cool. So floating cameras taken care of, floating heater taken care of, lots of floating going on. Lots of floaters this session, I guess. And then we've got, right, I did miss this TV over here. The moment I saw the first comment mention it, I knew exactly which TV and speaker I had missed from the Flamingo Park area. So that's that taken care of. I believe all the TVs are now lit up. All the speakers are now working as well. We've got you in the gazebo, and we've got these guys at the base over here. Yeah, I think we're all good over here now. And then just a couple more comments to take care of. Oh, no, you know what? That's actually all the comments that I'm going to take care of while paused. And the rest will be, you know, in a time lapse and as we hit play. So let's go ahead and hit play. No reason to stay stuck in. Yeah, let's hit play. Make some more money, let time move forward. And I do want to take a look at, whoa, what is this? Exhibit animals. Well, I did, okay, you know, let's pause it and do this. So last session, I did not take a look at the exhibit animals because many of you had said, like, oh, you know, it's getting kind of repetitive, blah, 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 blah. Totally, I hear you. Sorry, when I say blah, 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 I mean et cetera, not I'm ignoring you. But what I decided was I wouldn't do it last session, but now I'm going to do it this session. Hopefully it changes things up a little bit, breaks it up a little bit, because money, right now, I don't feel the need to trade exhibit animals for money anymore, but more so for welfare, and then the money is a nice extra. So let's go ahead and clear some of these guys out. Again, just at the top of the session, and that way we don't have to visit it as often, but we can do it every once in a while and make a good quick buck as well. Let's go ahead and swap out who we're trading here. There, let's do that. Down over here, y'all are good. You're a breeding pair. You're a new breeding pair, I guess. The father must have passed away. Go ahead and do that. And then a couple of you down here as well. Cool. All right, we'll send y'all to the trade center. Of course I have. Of course I already have some in the trade center. I wish having a second trade center actually helped increase this capacity. Let's go ahead and quick trade you out. I guess it's to prevent like spam and stuff, I suppose, which is, I guess, fine. Sorry, not animal trading. Back over here, we look at our exhibits again. But hey, on the bright side, this will allow us to get rid of more beetles. I believe I didn't already get to the... Yes, there we go. They're the beetles. They're the beetles. Go ahead. Take your music elsewhere. Fun fact, apparently the Beatles had a very hard time getting a record deal when they first were like going around, because record labels and stuff thought that no one would like their sound. I believe it's them. I often mix up their story with the story of Tom Jones. Tom Jones was also told that he didn't have a nice voice, which I think whoever told him that didn't have good ears, is my opinion. But yeah, I think the Beatles also faced similar issues until, obviously, you know, they blew up. Anyway, on the topic of trading beetles, there we go, another 3K easily made. So that should be okay for welfare now. And we're well past our 1 million mark, but there's a couple other things we have to consider before we make a giant leap of faith and bring back the Polar Bear Mafia. And we're going to take some of those things into consideration today. First, what's the problem here? Heading to staff room, inaccessible. Oh, I guess it's because it's too small. Which staff room are y'all going to, and why is it inaccessible? Do I need to put a bigger staff room down over here? Because I can. I don't think if I put a bigger one down, it might affect the negative opinion. Oh, you know what? It does. Oh no, it would. Unless I snap you right down there. In which case, you might be fine. Why is it so hazy? Gotta drop you down. Oh, you know what? We'd actually be okay. So I might want to get rid of the staff room and replace it with a bigger one. Okay, maybe we'll do that in a second. But, all right, so that's that taken care of. That's that taken care of. Go and take a look at this. Vet research is complete over here. Is this for our camels? Excellent. Can we actually get them some enrichment items or something? I believe food enrichment they didn't have. It's crazy, actually, how much money they bring in for us. Oh, no, they've got everything they need. Last meal quality. Oh, you know what they don't have? Is a better meal quality. Let's go ahead and give them that. Go ahead and give them grade 2 food. Diseased animal discovered. Oh, man, these elephants are actually... Campylobacteriosis. Poor baby. Poor baby. Oh, they eat watermelons? Oh, man. This actually looks like a pretty tasty meal. All right, well, at least the vet's coming through. The elephants, I guess, are susceptible to disease a fair bit because that's the second time we've had disease. Well, then again, a new issue we've seen lately is how cleanliness is not being taken care of as much as it, you know, used to be and stuff. And some of you have suggested that y'all are seeing this as an issue with the latest update as well. So we'll hopefully it's something we get over. And many of you have given your various suggestions as to how we could take care of it by either introducing, you know, staff who are specifically dealing with one enclosure, or getting a pair to deal with a particular enclosure or something like that. So we'll figure it out. If it continues to be a problem, we'll figure it out and make sure that it's no longer a problem, or not a problem for too long at least. Why is the grizzly bear education rating so low? I feel like that's something we could work on. And and just complete that, because that mission's been active for a while, and I wonder if it's partly because we just don't have as much coverage as I could for these guys. Like, okay, let's see, if I check the volume on the speaker here. Oh, come on, give me the speaker, just the speaker. Okay, this is kind of why I don't like grouping these things. All right, oh my god, come on, there we go. If I up you, I could make you a bit louder if I do that, right? And then if we duplicate you and move you over this way, do something like that. Why is everybody unhappy? There we go. They're not unhappy. It's just it wasn't set down. All right, we've got the donation bin over here. Lots of people over here. This is a really crowded space, actually. Let me just check education again. Like, I guess it's because there are these giant gaps is why the education rating isn't so high. But that doesn't really make sense. Is that how education rating is calculated? Or is it based off of the research we've done? Because I'm pretty sure we've maxed them out. We could do some advanced research on them, sure. I suppose. Good coverage over here. Do we really need coverage over here? People don't really stop over here, which is why I don't have it. And then down over here, we have some good coverage as well. At a spot where people do stop. I mean, I guess what I could do is I could put this one. I actually wasn't expecting to spend so much time on this, if I'm completely honest. Could put this one, like, over here, I guess. Nah, that doesn't make sense. Let's go to the other side. We'll see how that affects things. 18%. It was lower earlier, wasn't it? I can't remember now. Anyway, sun looks like it's about to start coming up, which is nice because I'd like to get some visual work done. And actually, I'm going to be reworking. Oh yeah, look at that. We're getting a decent crowd over here. And yes, this very much does look like a whale tail. I will say the other thing that many of you were unanimous, nearly unanimous about, was that we should only keep. Well, actually, what you were unanimous about was that we should only keep one of these stations, and I don't disagree. Where there was a little bit of wiggling was which station we should keep. Now, I would say majority, by that I mean maybe 90%, so like a more than a super majority. Many of you said that while in theory the station at Om Nom Nom is a good idea because it'll, supposedly allow for more traffic through here and maybe bring more people, to the plaza and stuff. So while in theory it's a good idea, in practice it doesn't really make sense. The one at the entrance / exit makes a lot of sense because people who have, let's say, ended up at, eventually up over here, they'll be able to take a train to go back home without getting, without needing to use the washroom or eat or drink. So that might be a better call, is to keep the entrance one, maybe doll it up a bit more, and then get rid of the one at Om Nom Nom. So I think we'll do that as a key part of today's episode, and then we'll probably also get the polar expansion going with the trains. So excited to have all this stuff finally happening. Now, what else do we need to take care of? Well, let's go ahead and take a look at our finances really quickly. Because like I said, if we're about to bring back the Polar Bear Mafia, right? They come through, they take your money. That's what they do. I've said it countless times. Now, since refunds aren't happening anymore, it's a little hard to tell where we actually sit in terms of losing money when the refunds come back in. But we are making some decent cash, right? Our cash flow 2 years ago was 80K plus. Last year was 60K plus. Now, what's the discrepancy here? Where did that money go? Where did that money go? Was it construction costs? Because if it's construction costs, which it looks like it was, 7K, that takes us up to 69. Nice scenery construction. Oh, yeah. You see, that's where all the money went. So I think in reality, and if we look at where we are right now, it's the 20th of December. We're at 74K. I think our current situation is that we are making close to 80K per year on average, which really isn't that much money for a zoo, but it's enough money to offset the cost of having polar bears. Because the polar bears, if I recall correctly, and as some of you were pointing out in the comments, they cost about 15K per feed. Let's say we feed them twice a month. That means that they're costing 30K a month, which still gives us 50k worth of wiggle room. So that's the polar bear is looking like more and more of a reality as time goes on, folks. For now, though, let's go ahead and fix the trains over here. And I'm wondering, yeah, let's. I think we can do this in real time. I mean, it shouldn't. If it starts taking too long, I will edit this. But I don't think it should take too long. So let's go ahead and get rid of this one. Get rid of this one completely, please and thank you. Right. And I could actually, because I'm doing this, what I could do is I could actually pull you back a little bit. Because another thing many of you pointed out was that going that close to the tortoises, I mean, honestly, the tortoises are getting stressed out enough as it is. Let's give them, let's let them rest a little bit, right? And again, I don't disagree. I would like to let the animals rest when we can. Is that equal height? I don't want this to be a roller coaster. Let's go ahead and pull you over to here. And what we'll do eventually is we'll put a station down somewhere over here so that people who want to visit the Africa section will be able to get off and come over here. Like maybe it'll go a little bit further out. Maybe it'll go straight out over here, drop them off over here before going up to the tavern. But that's an expansion for later when we are trying to... doesn't like the angles. When we're trying to get people to go to the Africa section. So yeah, we'll do that eventually. Go ahead and... Oops, no, that's not what I meant. Come on, game. You know what I meant. Go ahead and get all this done. Go over to here. And I believe now I can delete you. And I should be able to... Oh my god. Reduce that length a little bit. Perfect. So now people are... Yeah, they're able to get on right at the entrance. Now what I'd really like to do is... I wish a couple things. For one, great suggestion, I could just lower this over here. Right, I could just lower this. I would also really like to have shifted it over a bit. Let's see. Okay, if I... Let's try this. Let's try this. If I do that, get rid of you completely, and I can always undo this if I need to. All right, let's go ahead and plant that track down first, and then if we go with you, because it can be a little bit wider. Unfortunately, it can't be like that though. All right, let's undo that. Keep this where it is. Let's not make more work where there doesn't need to be any work. All right, so it's a bit lower now. Hopefully, it has easier access, and then the track goes back up again. Sure, we'll edit that afterwards. So what I'd like to do is, oh come on, game. You know what I want. You know what I want. There we go. Like that. Have this. When it goes down and comes back up. I wish you could like flatten smooth all. Does that seem to do the trick? Can't tell. Smooth all? Kind of. It still keeps this little dip over here. You know what? We'll keep it for now. And the reason why I'm okay with keeping it for now is because we're going to be getting rid of it anyway when we add the Africa section. So let's be realistic about what we need to do now versus later. So let's go ahead and exit this. I do need to lower this thing because otherwise people will be not just smacking their heads, but the train would be crashing into the thing there. But we also want to adjust this. Now again, if this takes too long, I will cut it out. Don't worry. It's not going to be the same as last session, right? It's not going to be the same as last session. So what I want to do over here though is I want to get... just want to see if we can't get this connection to work a little bit better now that we've flattened. Right, so if I do this kind of a thing, right? We don't have to be going up as much. Well, let's go the other way, right? Let's go the other way. Let's go ahead and say edit the station. And are you not connected as one whole unit here? Because you should be. Why are my stations not listing? Why is nothing listing here? Okay, if I edit the track, everything is connected. Yeah. Okay, that button's working. Everything's working just fine. But I can't see my stations. If I open you, all right, let's unpause it real quick. See if that changes anything. No, it does not. How does that work? How does that work, game? Why are you doing this to me? Not able to see any of the details over here. Okay, if I just undo everything. Now it's telling me there's a problem. Still telling me there's a problem. Nope. Doesn't actually fix the thing, though. That's so weird. Well, I'm happy with the shape of the track. Just not happy, obviously, with the fact that it's not working. This game sometimes, I swear. Like... Alright, might just need to say... I might need to, I don't even know. I might need to, what, restart the game? Lower this a bit more. See if that makes a difference. No, still can't see you. If I raise you a bit, still does make a difference. Alright, well, hopefully I didn't just break everything. Folks, I'm going to actually, yeah, I'm going to restart the game, I guess, to see what's going on over here and why this isn't registering as a completed track. And if that doesn't work, then I'm going to leave it be for now. And if y'all can figure out what the issue might be, and I will graciously accept any and all ideas. I don't know why I'm adjusting that right now. What is wrong with this track? Why are you doing this to me? Because the thing is, if I can't select this, I can't put the entrance and the exit down. Let me just see. If I go to the queue, it lets me click on these, registering that they've been placed and everything. All right, let's restart, I guess. Let's restart. All right, we're back in. Having angered the train gods, evidently. I mean, look at that. Restarting the game worked. That doesn't make any... Oh, you know what? Whatever. I'm not going to complain. I will accept my fate. It worked. It worked. All right, so let's place our exit, say, over here, right? And let's place our entrance over, let's say, here. And here's what we're going to do. I can't. Sometimes this game... all right, let's go ahead and attach you. I'm going to go ahead and attach you. And then for the entrance, what I should be able to do is pop you out over there. And, oh, you won't let me attach, will you? Why won't you let me attach, sweet game? Can I pull from over here? I cannot pull from over here. Be gone, important alert. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Again, if it starts taking too long, I will stop. Don't worry. All right. There we go. Okay, I think I've got it. Here. If I do that, okay, we do have it, but we obviously want this to be a little bit longer. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful is a strong word, maybe, but you know what I mean. You know what I'm getting at. There we go. That's a little bit nicer. So people, when they leave over here, and when they come in, they come that way to enter, and then they have to, march up to the front of the train. Is it super convenient? No, but it, it works nicely enough. And what I can do is I can decorate the space to make it work a little bit more nicely and whatnot. But this solves the problem of the entrance versus exit. Sorry, entrance versus nom nom. I just got distracted by the shape over there. Some of y'all might recognize what this is half of, and it just threw me off. I was like, I wonder how many people are going to comment on that. Now, maybe more of you than would have otherwise. So that's that taken care of. And since we've got the train stopped already, do we just do this right now? Let's just do it right now, right, folks? Because we know what's coming. I've been talking about it for a while. I've been talking about it for a long while. So let's go ahead and sort this out. So from here to here, basically, we're going to get rid of the tracks. Right? Can I just hit delete? Yes, I can. And from here, undo that. And from here over to about here, we can get rid of the tracks. All right, and this is going to continue onwards. Now the question becomes, can I line this up exactly where it was before? That's the question. I go ahead and start banking you over, or not banking, but rotating you, right? There we go. this should be... Oh, you know, that's looking pretty good, actually. If I do that. And now the entrance and the exit should both be on the left side. Okay, close. I might need to make some adjustments to the station, but that's not the end of the world. Right, a little bit is not the end of the world. If I go ahead and move you a little bit further up. And again, maybe I'll just switch this over to a time-lapse. Try it without real quick. Hope y'all don't mind. It's not, you know, flipping between time-lapse and not time-lapse too often is, again, in my opinion, it can get a little tiring sometimes. Not from like an editing perspective, but just from like a pacing perspective and stuff. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm crazy. I'm not averse to that idea of me being crazy. I mean, I know I have my what's the word? Quirks when it comes to some of this, especially when it comes to like visual medium stuff. All right, we're almost there. We're almost where we need to be. That, and then this. All right, so what we'll need to do is adjust the pathing a little bit. Whoops. Oh. Come on, game. Come on, you know what I meant. You know what I meant. Right, so what we need to do is just adjust the pathing a little bit here, which is fine. And let's go ahead and get our station down. Beautiful. That basically perfectly fits. Again, a little bit of adjusting is not the end of the world. So we'll put you down over there. And back to the path. I mean, yeah, it's fine. I guess what I'll do is I'll move the decorative elements up a little bit. Because initially we had the edge. This was the edge of the platform. The other thing I can do, obviously, is I can do that. There we go. Because the trains aren't that big. And we can get back to the tracks. And, no, gotta add one step of this at least. Then we get back to the tracks. Cool. And here, okay, so this is where things get interesting again. Because we want to get up to this area. And I need to figure out how I want to get people up to here. Do I want to get them up on this side? Right? I don't want them to walk past any of these because that'll make them upset. We also have the generator and stuff up over here. I don't want them to walk past any of that. I do want, on the way back, to maybe have a hill station over here before y'all end up back over here, right? We could go really wide. Nah, I think I want to cut through this space. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and put one set of track down. And on the other side over here, let's take a look at how we might extend it from this side. We've got you. I deleted way too much over here, evidently, but that's okay. Go ahead and raise you right up, buddy. And reduce your length a little bit. Okay, there we go. Good fit. Get you up there. Now, let's see. We could not... Yeah, okay, let's do this. Let's go ahead and nudge this over like so. You know what? I think we've got to go a little bit higher first. I think we've got to go just a little bit higher first so people aren't, you know, donking their head on train tracks. And now we can rotate you. Reduce your length a little bit. There we go. There we go. Dare I say perfect? I don't think I dare say perfect. Strong word, perfect. Strong word. Oh god, I'm still going. Didn't mean to keep height going up. Keep it flat, please. Alright, why? There we go. Yeah, let's do that, let's do that. Increase the length a little bit over here. Are we flat? Yes, we are flat. Alright, cool. I can do this, and then here we can cross over again. Again, there's going to be the gondola over here that takes people over, I would say, to like this side or something. Let's think, do I even need a hill station is the other question. I think it's something we've talked about a lot, so I would like to do it. I would like to do it. I'm not going to put it down just yet because it doesn't make sense to, I would say. But it would be... And again, hill stations are a very real thing in, like, northern India, by the Himalayas and stuff. I believe, like, the Darjeeling Express, for example, if you watch that, you know exactly what I'm kind of talking about. So we can make this a really beautiful patch of land over here where, you know, you get a lot of tree coverage, you get... Oh, that's not what I meant. You get a lot of tree coverage, you get a nice mountainside kind of a feel. I'm excited to try and execute that as I think it should be executed. But with that said, I also need to be very wary of the fact that people are not going to get on a train over, you know, here to get off over here. So I need to make this journey a bit more worth it. Now, what I'm thinking is maybe, yeah, okay, here's what we'll do. Here's what we'll do. We'll go ahead and put this station down over here. Get you over there. Get you over there. And then let's go ahead and drop you down. And what we'll do is we'll make this into a you know, appropriately themed, of course, station. Can we, yeah, do that? All right, cool. Pop you down, and we'll get enter and exit on the right side, I guess it'll be. Yes. Okay. And if we look at the tracks, what we'll do is, I wonder if I can autocomplete from there. It'll have a hard time figuring out. It'll just, like, go diagonally across. Oh, cancel, stop it. Oh my god, that's a mess. Cancel that. But now at least, yeah, we have a bit more of an idea of where we're headed with this, so that's good. That's good. Let's go ahead and add to the end here. Cool. Now this is something I want to figure out as well, because I do want to do all the ideas, all the crazy ideas we had when the polar bears were first here. I want to start executing on some of those, obviously. Let's go ahead and do this. Loop you around. And what I'd really like to do... Well, actually, I was going to say, do I, like, take it down to the ground right now, or do I keep it above? Because do you really want to go past this on the ground level? I guess that's interesting, but if you go past it up on high, you can actually see the pandas and stuff before you hit the ground. So I say we stay up in the air, and as always, I'm open to y'all's thoughts. But for now, I say we stay up in the air. Come on now, put that down. Use the length here. Loop around. Get a little bit sharper there. And I think we're pretty clear of the negative impact zones. Sorry. I have to make it a little bit longer. There we go. And... come on now. There we go. Alright, now I should be able to drop you down. And I should be able to auto-complete you. Beautiful. Alright. Pretty good connection across the zoo with the one set of trains. Lots of tracks. So let's go ahead, or lots of stations, I mean. Let's go ahead and make sure that we are pricing everything properly. Everything is going to be $17 for now. I feel like that's a fair price to charge. You are already set, and you over here need to be set as well to $17. Again, we'll add the hill station later because it doesn't make any sense getting people down over here when there's literally nothing to see over here. At least up over here they can see something, and over here they can get off and get down and head back towards, you know, this area. There's a reason to be here, so I don't mind it as much. With that said, let's go ahead and get the entrance placed over here and the exit placed over here. Gonna have to change the path type. Well, first of all, we might as well do this. Do this. There we go. Yeah, I feel like it's a little too long. It feels a little janky, doesn't it? Go ahead and do that. And then over here, we obviously want to go back to the Arctic wooden path, which I think is this. Yes, it is. And let's place our exit as smoothly as possible. There. Perfect. All right, so this is going to be back in action. Again, $17. People get off over there, but if they are done, then they can come down this way. I'm wondering. I got rid of the water over here today. I guess I did. Let's add that water back. There we go. Water's back over here. Let's get the path in. I might actually rework how some of this path works. It certainly feels like from a bygone era of Party Elite planning. I could also open these guys up. I could keep them closed. Again, if you come here, you're currently expected to come down over here, not spend time up there. So I could keep them as they are. And over here, I need to figure out entrance and exit. So Let's see. Entrance over to this side. Exit over here. Get our pathing down. I want to use... What type of path are we using over here? It's mosaic tile. Rustic path, it's called. Okay. Okay, rustic path. And you... No, you can't. Why would you be able to? Why would you be able to? This is the weird stuff about the game. There we go. Are you able to connect now? No. Again, why would you be able to? Delete you. There we go. I just don't understand. What if I do this kind of a thing? No, it's not gonna work. Alright, let's undo that. Guess I'll have to accept my fate with this. Delete you. Let's reduce your length a little bit. I just want it to look like a proper bridge. Is that so much to ask? The answer is yes. If we do that kind of a thing, and then people can loop up this way. And the idea is, well, let's make this a nice kind of like riverside walk or something, right? This nice, let's get rid of the angle snap over here. Make it feel a bit more organic. There we go. There we go. No, don't want to snap you there. There we go. Beautiful. I will add, you know, trees and stuff to make this a little bit nicer. But we can reduce you. This is a little bit of a climb, but not the end of the world. And then over here, the entrance itself can be, as is becoming standard practice around these parts, a bit of a chicane. Makes sense. You can fit more people in it. There. There. So you can come in over here if you want to take the train out to the exit, or if you've, you know, taken it from the entrance down to over here. Over here, we're going to have the pandas. We're going to have red pandas as well. Now, how far were we going to expand? Oh, you know what? Wonder if this is a little too close. I wanted to measure this symmetrically. Let's see. I wanted this to go out all the way to here. Yes, okay. Okay. Okay, it's not the end of the world. Not the end of the world. We can just do... pull you... and move you over ever so slightly. We have to delete a section over here. Not the end of the world. Go ahead and move you down. What's the limit? Why is there a limit? Okay, let's just delete all that. Guessing this connection's not helping either. Okay. Go ahead and shift you over a little bit further. Get rid of this. I just feel like this system could have been a bit more convenient, you know? No, I want to move the station. Oh my god, come on, game. Okay. It's just easier to do from scratch. Alright, so we've got you coming through. Hit the ground. Over here, as we'd initially done. There we go. And on the other side, we need to just make sure that we don't go that far in. We want to stay out over here. Right? That's where the walls are going to go up. So that's okay, not a problem. Like that. You can see the, again, so over here I want to have red pandas and maybe even the Chinese pangolin. Some of y'all were suggesting would be nice over here. We'll see how that works out. But I do not mind that idea. Let's go ahead and do this. Make you nice and flush to the ground there. There we go. Build our station. Entry next to the right, or do we want to do it to the left? We might have to do it to the left over here. Do that. Gotta back it up a little bit. Gotta back it up a little bit further. There we go. Oops. Come on now. There we go. There we go. Easy. Easy. Get our track down. Entrance and exit to the left. course, that doesn't work. How about that? Yep, to the left is, I'm pretty sure, where I want it to be. Yeah, because I'm going to have to flip where the people actually come through from. Autocomplete. Wow, how about that for an autocomplete? Just completely making it a roller coaster right over here. How about this? Sure. Works for me. What I need to do, though, is get rid of all this pathing. Not the end of the world. I might actually keep this path here, not to allow people through, but to make a decorative element. I don't know about that just yet. Now, red pandas, I assume you're not allowed into their enclosure. Where are we? Element PQR, red panda. Endangered. Promiscuous, shy, guests cannot enter the habitat. Yeah, okay, so you can't actually get in there. But I might leave this path in there as a decorative element rather than a actual part of the zoo. Like, you're not actually supposed to be able to get in there. Now, I don't know if the game understands that or if it'll be like, oh, people are upset because they can't get where they want to get to. But we'll find out. We'll deal with that when the time comes. For now, I need to deal with this. And what I'll probably have to do, actually, is I'll probably have to add something over here so people are engaged while making their way to that platform. It's like right now, why would I even go to that train station? Why would I even go to that train station? Maybe we don't have a station over here. I just feel like it would drive people to the China exhibits, you know? We might reconsider. We might reconsider that. For now, though, go ahead and do this. No. Do, come on. This. Okay, there we go. And let's connect our entrance and exit over here. All right. Entrance on this side, exit over here. Simple ramp is not a problem for me. Let's go ahead and connect you with our classic chicane. Okay, I said I would keep this short, and I would say I have, because again, if it was just one station over and over again, I totally understand cutting it all out. But this is, we've built our entire rail network here, so I imagine y'all don't want to, blink and all of a sudden see an entire network of trains done. So I think we are now good to actually hit start on this bad boy, and people can go right from the entrance up to the China area, walk down over here, long walk. We'll definitely need to build some facilities up over here. But when they get up to here, they can get some food and drink and info. They can hopefully donate. There are some bins, but you know what? We all know how that works out. So let's go ahead and put some bins down over here as well. These people are animals. Bunch of bins everywhere. There we go. Going down over here as well. All right, and we'll decorate all this stuff later when we start focusing on China again. But I think we can hit play, and I think we can actually open all these stations, and hopefully we'll start seeing people come through. Another option is we can keep the same old. Oh, I love the confetti explosion that happens when you open a new station. We can also keep this internal connection if we want to give the red pandas less space. We can do that. We can make it look like the garden extends all the way, and then this is a train station directly in the Imperial Garden or whatever we want to call it. But only a part of it is dedicated to the red panda. So let me know what y'all think about the ideas up over here. We could definitely do that. But this is an area we're going to be coming back to later. China is not our current focus. China is not our current focus. Stressed over here. Nutrition is bad. I changed where their gate is and everything. They get stressed. Oh, hey, at least people are using the gazebo now. Are they donating, though? No. Almost wonder if I should put one-way glass down up over here or something. If I build barrier, one-way glass. Probably. Let's see if I do this kind of a thing. I don't know if it'll let me go up into the physical space. I wish there were like construction items, yeah, that were one-way glass. I don't think it'll let me. Oh, it will. Interesting. Very interesting. I keep... Come on now. Okay. What about a little bit further along? No. Don't understand it. If I lower it, how about now? Now you'll let me. Okay, weird. So let me put one down over here. Let me put one down over here, perhaps. Yep. And then if we go ahead and select all of you and lift you right up, you're not going to let me. It's so strange how this works. And I can't move it up. I'd like to just block this section off, you know? But I can't, unfortunately. The idea was there. Looks like it was a moment of stress, though. Looks like they're fine now. Low welfare up over here. It's not being taken care of. Let's call a keeper. Okay. Or let's not call a keeper. Is this a... Okay, I was like, is there a cat on the ground here? Overcrowding for the pronghorn antelope. There's so much going on. Honestly, you hit play and everything catches fire. Pronghorn antelopes. What's going on over here with you guys? 10 females, 3 males. Let's go ahead and get rid of some of the females. ZL, unfortunately, is pregnant. She's the eldest. I would have gotten rid of her, but not an option, it seems. Oh, we also have a ton of males. Let's go ahead and send you two into the trade center. Well, I'd like to see what their stats are like, actually. Decent genes. We can release you to the wild. Release you to the wild. And where is our other male who isn't the alpha? Where is our other male who is not the alpha? Where are you, buddy? Yo, man. Yo, man. How are your stats? Ooh, those are good stats. Okay, so who is the alpha then? And let's compare their stats. So you have 91, 91, 166. 91, 91, 166. Oh. Oh, okay. Much better. Hemis, the current alpha is much better. So, Yeoman, let's go ahead and put you up to the trade center. Oh, it's so cute. All right, we'll trade them out at some point. Now, what is this? Low welfare? Is it once again? No, it is. You guys, is it because of cleanliness? It is. I can't even call keepers anymore. What is going on? Game's really starting to act... Oh, okay, it's because the keeper was already here, I guess. Game's been acting up a fair bit lately, though, I would say. Yeah, it looks like because there was somebody already there. Like, the increased crashes, the train tracks not cooperating. I don't know what's going on, but something's going on. And it does make me a little nervous. What have we got going on over here? Food, profits. All right, we're doing pretty well there. Guest numbers, we are getting up there. And education has dropped from 18 to 17%. Anyway, I wanted to check this at the beginning of the session, but if we take a look at animal trading and we take a look at trade history, how do I wish I could organize this by time, but I guess Aria, no, this is any species I'm gonna look at. I want to get rid of appeal. How do I guess it's all set to any. So Kiara, we still haven't gotten Kiara out there. Go On went for 500. Margarita went for 2,500. That's where our money came through. Pedro couldn't go for 2K. All right, let's take a look at our storage here. Having a hard time getting Kiara out there. I mean, okay, let's trade you for 750, or I guess what was the last amount that expired? Kiara 550. Really, we couldn't even get her for 550. She is not that bad. I guess the reds scare people off. We could quick trade her for a quick buck, I guess. Or we could, you know what we could do is, all right, here's what we'll do. I feel bad for her. It's like if you ever go to like a pound or something and you see a bunch of animals that never get picked, feel bad for them. Feel bad for Kiara. She's my baby. Let's release her in here and we'll release her to the wild. She's got decent enough genes. She's young enough. She'll survive just fine. We'll survive just fine. Call mechanic to this. And let's wait for Kiara to arrive and then we can send her off to be happy, you know, in the wild. It's the least we can do for her. And we'll take a look at some of our other animals that need trading as well. Gonna try and keep this in view so I can see the box pop open when she does arrive. But yeah, we also have Pedro, who we couldn't get rid of for, what, 2,000? We could probably trade you... Let's try 1,200. Let's try that. And Yeoman, we just added you in here. I mean, you've got to be worth a fair bit, right? Let's try 250. Random, throwing a number out there. Oh, so excited for the polar bears. So excited for the polar bears. Where are you, Kiara? Man, the tigers, they sound so cute. They're so tiny. They're just so tiny. Enrichment is dropping a little bit. We'll tackle all that soon. I do want to keep an eye on it. Oh, are you coming? There we go. Now, the reason why I'm releasing her from within the habitat is because you get better value from releasing in the habitat. So before the overcrowding happens, let's go ahead and release you to the wild. And you'll see, what, only 45? Oh, fertility, I guess, is a big problem. Oh, well, that's too bad, but it's okay. It's not about the money. It's about her happiness. Let's release her. Away she goes. We've had such a hard time trying to trade her out. Couldn't even trade her for 550. You know what? You don't want her... That's just below the market value that the game was assigning her. And if you don't want her at that, then if you don't want her at that price, then you can't have her. No one can have her, right? Like, come on, respect the animal. Respect the animal. Things are looking pretty good. I'm wondering if we actually dive into a bit of a time lapse now, folks. Now, I've been maybe a little elusive about what today's time lapse is going to be, and I will tell you right after I fix a big mistake I've made over here. And that big mistake is this should be off because I should add more trains. I should make it 4 trains. Maybe let's make it 5 trains. So we've got trains per stop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. Cars per train. We can actually up this, I think. No, I think that's the biggest we can do because that's the largest station we have at the entrance. Sorry for these guys. I feel sorry for those guys, but that's okay. And now we can open. And watch the confetti. Yeah. Fireworks, confetti. All that jazz. Beautiful. Happiness and joy. Happiness and joy. But, yeah. So, sorry. I just wanted to make sure I had enough trains going around so people weren't waiting. That would have been a big problem. But this will make money for us. I want to see one thing quickly. If we look at ticket sales, ride tickets... Oof. Not really making me all that much money. Hopefully that improves a fair bit. Hopefully that improves a fair bit. But anyway, right, so today's time-lapse is going to start right now, and I'll tell you what it is when we kick it off. All right, folks, it's time to get started over here. Today's time-lapse is one that I've been putting off for a very, very long time. It's finally time to dive on into it. It's a beautification time-lapse. Just filling in some of the gaps that we've left behind. There isn't too much to say or expand on than what you're going to see visually, but it really was starting to bother me, I would say, to a great degree, how many gaps we had left. And many of you have been pointing out in the comments for a while, it's like, hey, maybe it's time for another beauty pass, maybe it's time for another beauty pass, and I totally agree. We've just been leaving it for so long, and I figured, you know, we've got a big milestone episode coming up. It'd be nice to, before we hit that episode, we... take care of, you know, some of these loose ends, tie up some of these loose ends that we have, and prepare for a successful, you know, next half century of episodes, so to speak. So I take care of, you know, putting down some trees here and there, as you saw, and then I also wanted to take care of the flamingos over here. They've been upset for so long about their vegetation situation, and I just now have noticed a floating lily pad that I'm going to have to get rid of, but we'll deal with that later, obviously, because I don't do it this time-lapse. So yeah, I decided to go in and adjust the habitat extents, adjust the placement of the trees, reduce as much as possible. A lot of the times I had overlaps where it added volume very nicely, but it wasn't necessary, I suppose. So, you know, I try to make some adjustments wherever possible. I, as you can see, edit the barrier here as well to reduce the number of trees in the area. And overall, as I spend time going back and forth checking on my actual flamingos and seeing how they feel about the changes, overall we do manage to make them happy. Now, I'll tell you right away, we do not get their, you know, vegetation coverage happiness to 100%. because I feel like if I were to do that, then they would basically have no trees in here, and this park would be less of a park and more of just a, path, which I don't really want to do. So I wanted to make sure they get happy enough. I get it up to a green level so that I don't feel like a monster. And I feel like a green level means that they're satisfied. They could be happier, but it's good. And I would say I'm on the higher end of green, so I would say it's great, not perfect. You know what I mean? Well, I think I'm happy with that. I say now, but watch in a couple of sessions, I'll get upset at myself for not making it 100%. But yeah, so that's another major thing I wanted to take care of today, so that we head into episode 50 with positivity all around. All of our animals are, happy, or a various, some degree of happy, as opposed to having that upsetness going on. And then, yeah, back to planting some more trees. We have these massive blank spaces, and what I think is going to happen is eventually with more DLC, we'll see more animals added, and then if we get more animals added to specific zones, we can get rid of the trees. But right now we have the money to plant trees with, reckless abandon, so to speak. So I'm not too worried about that. I'm fine with spending that money right now to beautify these spaces. Now, a weird thing is actually I don't know what's happening with regards to DLC. We haven't heard anything in a long time. Last piece of DLC was in December, and so it's been like a month and a half since we've heard about upcoming content. So if any of you know any better, through the forums or anything, let me know. But I'd love to see some more opportunity to add even more animals to some of these regions. Apart from that, I also, fix up the Polar Express station, if you will, and I also decide to set ourselves up for next session. So next session, if, the teasing and all wasn't super obvious, next session I intend on bringing back the polar bears, but when I bring them back, I want to redo the entire habitat. I'm not going to keep it at all similar to what it was before. I liked the idea at the time, but I have since, I think, grown past it, maybe partly because of the poor experiences with it. So I have some ideas for what I want to execute up over here instead. Now, if y'all have any ideas of what you'd like to see, let me know. I've got some ideas of my own, but I always enjoy blending thoughts and feelings and whatnot. So we'll see. But I decided to set things up over there as well, so that it's a bit easier to kick things off smoothly next session without having to do a lot of the busy work. And meanwhile, over here, like I said, hill stations are absolutely beautiful. I'd love to get like a nice tree line on either side of these tracks, so they feel a bit more legit. So I kind of get that done as well. Feeling really good actually about how this time lapse has gone. And then I decide to go in over here for one of the less visible visual issues that we have, which is the little sticky outy bits. I think this is the accurate industry term that we have over here. These legs or whatever they were, but just covering them up with some stones. But yeah, so not the most eventful time-lapse, I know, folks. I hope y'all don't mind, but this is an important time-lapse. I wanted things looking pretty as we hit episode 50. I wanted to tie up some of these loose ends, and I'm really happy with how the zoo is looking, not just when you get down and dirty and get these low angles like this, but also when you get a view from up top. It really feels nice with all those trees in, with that extra greenery, the little touches of yellow here and there. And I fiddle around with our memorial idea, but that's something we will probably be doing later, though I haven't forgotten. So let's keep a track of those names and whatnot. But folks, yeah, the time lapse today, relatively short. Hope y'all don't mind, but I think it's a relatively important one as well, because things are looking pretty. All right, folks, that's where we're going to call it a time lapse. A relatively short one compared to the usual, I think, but wanted to really, I guess, more or less set ourselves up for success next session, because next session's a big one. I wanted to make sure that we filled out some of the gaps that we'd been leaving behind. Just get the beauty pass going, because we've been talking about it for so long, and it keeps getting delayed for one reason or another. But right now, I feel like we're in a good spot between animals, so to speak, where we could get all of this done and just prepare for, what's coming next. And like I probably mentioned in the time lapse, but in case I didn't, what's coming next, as many of you rightfully predicted, is that to celebrate our 50th episode, 50, folks. Wild, absolutely wild. To celebrate our 50th episode, we're going to get the polar bears back. They once vanquished us, but now, to celebrate our successes, we shall vanquish them. But in all seriousness, I'm so happy that we stuck around and managed to pull through from what it was, a -1 million, wasn't it? It was -1 million, or was it just -6 figures? I forget now. But in real time, it was just 2 months ago, a month and a half ago, that we were maybe considering bankruptcy and the end of the series. But here we are, you know, just again, a month and a half later, ready to defeat what once defeated us. So I'm really excited to get that happening. Now, if memory serves, next session is episode 50. If memory doesn't serve, then I gave that speech for nothing. No, I'm pretty sure next episode's episode 50. So that should be a lot of fun. But again, I wanted to make sure that we, you know, finish some of the beautification off, made the train ride a bit more interesting as well. We've got some really neat stuff going on. Some areas I've left empty because I want to maybe add some more interesting, intricate elements over there. Down over here, we might make a bit of a playground, like many of you were saying. Playgrounds are very common in zoos, and I think that would be nice. And we also managed to make the flamingos happy enough with their plant coverage. Again, like I could go for 100, but then we'd have a pretty barren landscape over here. So I thought, okay, let's get it to 73%. What I might actually do is reduce the size of it a bit more so we can have some more decorative elements around it, because otherwise it does look pretty empty. And I don't know how I feel about that. It's too bad that they don't like tree coverage. But what are you going to do? Apart from that, there's a couple of other small projects here and there that I'll probably fill some more gaps in as time goes on, but I felt like this was a pretty good thing to focus on today. And I feel like this is, maybe we're going to call it a session, folks. I just want to mention really quickly, if you haven't subscribed yet, that's perfectly cool. I know different people have different reasons for subscribing to channels or not subscribing to channels, but as we near episode 50, if you've been enjoying and you're not a subscriber yet because you thought, you know what, Party Elite's not consistent, he's not going to keep releasing these episodes or whatever it might be, hopefully now you can rest assured that Planet Zoo is here to stay. And if you haven't subscribed yet, maybe consider subscribing. No pressure, obviously. This, though, is where we're going to call it a session, folks. I'm feeling pretty confident, pretty comfortable. 1.3 million in the bank. Cash flow is looking good. A relatively consistent, you know, 60 to 70 to 80K. Our average is 50. So again, even if those polar bears come through and they take 15K times 2 per month. Wait, hold on a second. They don't take 15K a month to feed, right? They take 15K a year to feed. That's what it was. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. I meant to click on you and wanted to check. No. I gotta click on you? No, gotta click on. Yeah, last year. Feeding. Feeding is per what? Why aren't you telling me, game? Oh, last year. Right, so it is annual. Right. It is telling me. Whoops. So yeah, 15K a year. Whew. I was like, wait a second. It can't be 15K a month. So, you know, 15K a year, even if we make our lowest on the average, we still have a ton of wiggle room. So yeah, I know a lot of us are suffering from polar bear traumatic stress disorder. I am as well, but we're going to overcome our fears next session, folks. This is where we're going to call it a session. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, let me know. Leave a like and a comment down below. I understand it was a maybe less eventful session, and I hope you all don't mind. If you do, let me know that as well. I'm always open to constructive feedback, of course, but the only reason this one was a little bit slower was because I wanted to set ourselves up for success moving forward as we hit the half-century of episodes. Folks, a massive thanks, as always, goes out to all of my channel members and patrons for supporting the channel on a monthly basis. You keep us alive and running smoothly. And a big old thanks goes out to each and every one of you for watching. Until next time, cheers.